I would
himself a
call her
lesbian.
friggin' dinosaur. A lick a lot of puss.
There's a way to start.
No, my friend called from freaking Scarface when the girl walks away from him and he's like lesbian. Yeah, that's what my friend calls me.
We're not cutting this. We're keeping it in. Hola, and welcome back to Coffee and Chaos. That is literally like what you guys missed when Solomon tells us we're gonna start.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
We talking
Yeah.
getting started.
And half the time I'm like,
We're going to be selling this footage, this part of it.
Tom,
So
welcome
that
back.
hey, what's up, everybody? That reminds me of my grandpa. He was 104 years old,
Uh-huh.
right? He had a 95-year-old girlfriend. He would say, "My young babe," right? 'Cause he was 95.
How cute.
But my grandpa would say, he's 104. He says, "I may not be able to cut the cake, but I could sure lick the heck out of the frosting."
Oh, I love that. Oh my god, that's so cute.
Of course
Who we
you
got
would,
on the
because
couch?
you're the word I'm not allowed to use anymore.
Woo!
Lesbian.
So we got Gina back and Tom and Solomon's dying back there.
Yeah.
For those of you that have never listened or watched, I'm Alina, your host, and well, these two knuckleheads.
Hey,
It is
can I
Tom and
say?
Gina. Today's is we had a few. Remember, I sent you like 3 different ones,
Yeah.
and we're going back and forth. Like, what do we want to talk about?
Mhm.
And then we settled on if we all live alone. If
Correct.
we, at our age, and anywhere from 40 years up, how do you split the bills? How do you talk about the bills? Who's more responsible? Because we're older, so we come from a time where the man pays for everything, right? But
Right.
one, we live in California, and you need 2 incomes.
2 incomes.
Because
Sorry.
everything is ridiculously
Yes.
expensive.
Mm.
So that can't even be. But do you you're such a alpha dog and such a manly man. Like how was that conversation that you would have with your girlfriend? Like if you guys ever decided to move in with each other?
Yeah.
About what I paid and what she paid? Well, I mean, it just depends too. Like how much money, is she able, she makes, how much money
So
I make,
it depends on
I
what's brought
think,
to the table.
yeah, I mean, I think personally for me in that situation, I'd probably be paying like 75% of everything, right? Does that mean that she's not helping out with
No, you're
different
just a
things?
man's
Yeah,
man.
she's gonna, do other things that contribute, right? It's the same thing. Like I think we talked about on one of the other podcasts, whether if you know, the woman was making more money, but then what are you doing to make yourself valuable and help her out to equalize that? So
Thank
let's
you.
just say, for argument's sake, we'll just use numbers, I guess. You're making 180,000 a year, she's making 250, right? But yet you know construction and you added on to the garage and now you made that garage into a rental and you put vinyl windows in the house. So now you just brought value to yourself in that and took
Sounds
a weight
good
off of
to
her shoulders,
me.
right? So now
Yes.
you're still contributing in just a
100%.
different way. And it's the same thing whether your girl, right? If she's even making less money, but she's still contributing in all the different ways that she can to make your life more peaceful, easier, better. So, I mean, I don't think it's yeah, definitely. Oh, hey, it's got to be a 50-50. Yeah, I can't see
Some people
that
are
shit.
like that.
But do you
That's
think
crazy.
that if you let's say me, if I met some guy and he has like 3 kids and they're younger and he makes pretty decent money and I make decent money, right? I think somewhere in my head I have to take in the realization like my kids for the most part are older and doing their own thing, right? And
Yeah.
like I'm at the point of paying very minimal for Seth anymore, right? Loran's totally independent,
Hmm.
pays on her own. I have to take into consideration, okay, I'm with a guy now who has 3 younger kids, so his him contributing to our house, even though he makes decent money, may not be
The same.
equal or the same because, like, if you met a girl with 3 younger kids, wouldn't you have to feel the same way?
Or at that point, maybe you guys are still maybe still able to contribute the same, but maybe you wanna go on vacations and you fund that whole deal. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You're like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're gonna go do
There's
this. We're still gonna
yeah,
live our life.
exactly.
We're still gonna have a good time, and I'm not gonna, like, deprive myself of having a great time with you.
Right.
I know you have your responsibilities. You gotta pay for your kids' private school and whatever else they got going on, and the bills, and so we're cool there, but
Would you
I'm
be
Right.
willing to do
okay
some
with her
extra shit."
paying that though? Would you be okay if
With her paying the going on
the
vacation or
vacation?
wanna do extra stuff, well, that's extra. Like, we've been
Yeah,
able to
that's not
accomplish the
like
basic,
right.
but we wanna do extra,
Extra.
and she wants to pay for it. It's
The
like,
bills are
"Hey,
paid.
well,
We're
today
good.
we
Yes.
got dinner and everything, but my girl says, 'But I want dessert.' I'm paying extra."
Okay.
You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you can pay extra
Yeah.
and buy us dessert. We can go
Yeah.
get some ice cream
Well,
after,
I like
you
that
know?
you're not looking at it like straight up money deal, like if it's a deal or a business
No,
deal.
Yeah.
no,
I like that
no,
that's not your main
no.
focal point because it's not for me either. Because for me, money comes and goes.
Yep,
We've all been
We
broke
can't
and
take it
we've all
with
had
us.
money. Yeah.
I like top ramen.
yeah.
I
I can
love
be
Tom
poor.
Ramen.
Mhm.
Okay. But I don't want the scales to be so imbalanced, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then I don't, whether I'm a lesbian, okay,
Uh-oh.
Yeah. See, Solomon?
Uh-oh.
See?
or not,
At least
Said
she's
it.
saying it.
I don't want the scales to be too tipped.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you got somebody at home just chilling, not helping out, not cleaning up, not
Oh,
contributing,
that
Can't
should have
not
take the
never
freaking,
happened.
trash out.
That
not
should have
ma-
Take
never
the
happened.
trash
taking no
out.
No.
dinner, not
No.
doing these other things because maybe they do make less, but they're like, but you know what? They're doing all this other stuff that's making your world, helping you with shit that you don't like to do. And oh, babe, I'm gonna email this thing for you. Oh God, thank God. Like,
Right.
how much would I even pay for
Are
that?
we
Right?
talking about like
Like,
a Chris Jenner and her man thing?
oh God.
What's that?
Well, because he's not worth as much as she is.
Oh.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, you mean the Kardashian mom?
Yes. So
Oh.
he's not worth as much as she
Right.
is.
Right.
So she's holding on to him. So he must be contributing.
But do you think he really
something.
likes her, or do you think he's just with her because she has money?
Who
That's
knows?
a hard call.
Because I wouldn't want someone to want me just because I have money. I'd want someone to want me because
Yeah,
they
but
have-
at that level though, the relationships are a whole different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got these guys who make them look good, and they have contractual stuff or whatever. And
I don't think
you
anybody
know,
can
going
make her look
in,
good.
you're not gonna make as much.
Well,
as
if
her.
she's smart,
So,
she's got,
She's the devil.
her,
Yeah.
ducks in a
She's
row, right? Prenup, whatever.
of course, yeah.
I just it like you said, okay, so we have to work, right? There's got to be two incomes. So I want to always know that I have a plan B, right? So no matter what, I'm okay, you're okay. If we exit this building,
But why
and
do you
we're
have
not
to have
together,
a plan B if you're in a relationship, right?
yes. Don't get me wrong.
So is that always
I'm
like in the
looking-
back of your
An
head?
extra strategy
Yeah,
all the time?
Yeah, like you're
I
always
don't know. That's not good, man.
My mom just always told me like you can't you can't what is the word she
can't
used?
depend on nobody.
No, she said I forgot the word she used. She's like it's always good to have a plan B, not because of not trusting, but she's always said you have kids. You have to have a plan.
Oh,
B."
that makes sense.
Man, I don't know,
in a
man. I
sense.
don't. Yeah, I still
No, I think what her mom means is at the end of the day, if we put all of our money in one basket, and if I make more than that other person, let's say, but we still put all of our money in basket and we get divorced, like I have to think about I had two little kids at a time, like, right? I have to make sure that I'm walking away with something instead of walking away with nothing.
Right?
Well,
And in my
then just choose wisely and don't get
Well,
involved with people.
no, and then
and like
I agree with
okay,
you.
I
No,
agree
like-
with you
Yeah.
too.
like
That's why I
But
so.
in my situation, here's the thing, right? My previous marriage to a female, obviously, um, she we were married. However, I was worried that because how do I say it without being they didn't take it seriously. Like
Okay.
certain people, family members, I don't think took our marriage seriously that we were a family.
Mm.
It was 9 years. I always feared that if God forbid something had happened to her, that I would be kicked to the
Mm,
curb.
Oh, yeah,
mm,
yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
do you understand what I'm
And that
saying?
does happen, unfortunately.
mhm.
In
Even in
my
straight marriages, it
right.
happens. It's not just in
Even though we were married and even though we tried to make it ironclad what
yeah.
we wanted if anything
Mhm.
happened, um, that was always a worry, but for my kids, I said, if anything happens to me, you still treat her like my wife
So
as
did you have a
such.
trust?
Yeah, we made sure that everything was
Everything
gonna
was
go
good,
where it was
okay.
gonna
Yeah.
go. But yeah, in my situation, I don't feel like a plan B is like I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
I think at my age, with kids
I
being
think if
older,
someone would well, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say plan B at that point. If I have a plan B at 50 years old, that means that I still have a lot of healing at this point to do because that means I still don't trust that person, right?
Yeah.
There's still a point where I'm like, at any minute, if it ends, I'm good. So if you always feel that way, are you fully giving yourself
Yes, no.
financially, emotionally, mentally into?
I have.
Because
And
you have, you
sometimes
have
you
a,
have to be against the wall a little bit like
mm,
that too, because you know what, you need to work this shit out, man. You made this commitment with each other. You better fucking work it out, man. You're in it and you're in it all the way. There ain't no fucking options out. It's not gonna be easy
Yes,
out.
but
So,
people do not have, let me just say it, the balls to go that far. Like I said in
well, a
my
lot of people
previous marriage,
don't, but if we choose wisely, hopefully we
that's the
see that
right.
character in that person
Like I spent 9 years with
because
that person. I thought,
no matter what, with my friggin' ex is rough as and fucking dragging me through this bullshit. Like, you know,
right.
I am not gonna let that dictate how I marry the next one.
Oh,
And that
absolutely not.
I'm not gonna have a plan B though. I'm not gonna have a
I'm
plan B on that
quiet,
Oh
next
as you
my
one.
both know, because
gosh.
I'm a runner.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm
She's
a runner.
gone.
I'm
She's
runaway
gone. I
bride.
know
Now,
people
if at the end
disagree,
of
I'm
it
not
I get
listening.
screwed, right?
but
At the end of it, like I'm back to like, fuck, this didn't work out, and now I like lost half my shit again. Fuck it, so be it. I don't.
There you
right,
I'm
they're
go.
gonna give it.
material
I'm
things.
gonna fucking
I just think
give the
about my
100.
kids, that's all. And then,
Well, I
you
don't
know,
think you should not have like a trust and
right,
have them set up.
right.
That's fine. Like,
Yeah,
and that's
that's
smart. Like,
kind of
I
like a
mean,
plan
Alina and I have
B.
talked about that. How you have the kids all set up with the
Yeah,
house, and
you
how,
have a trust.
like, if you
Right.
got married, you would do that. And
Yes.
like, and I even discussed that with Marlene. Yeah, set the kids all up to where the house
Exactly.
that you had, that they would get it in
And
case of
how it would be
whatever,
right.
right? And
Yes.
you're secure, and they're
Yeah.
secure in that
That's what
fact.
I
Like,
mean by plan B.
yeah,
Just
but
make
that's even
sure.
kind of, you could do that with each other, creating that plan
There
Yeah.
you
to where you're part
go.
of it. Like, you're saying, hey, that's fine. I want you to make sure you're secure and the fact that your babies are good
And I
and everybody
also
else is
think
good.
too, like, I don't know if I would get married again or not, but like I said, let's say I chose not to, okay?
This
Uh-huh.
conversation is giving me anxiety.
Like,
I'm sitting here going, "Oh my
let's say
god!"
I chose not
Like,
to, right?
whoo, that's a whole lot of commitment.
Right?
Well,
So let's say
hello,
I chose not to
hello.
and I'm with this person for 10 years. God forbid something happens. We're not married.
Yeah, and they're
Then what?
screwed on whatever shit, whatever. They're kicked out in
Right.
the
So
street
that's
because you're
kind
at your
of like where
place.
my head is because I don't want, if I'm spending this much time of my life with this person, I want
And
them to be
effort.
treated
Yes,
very well
yes.
in my passing or if anything happens. That's,
Well, that's crazy
yeah.
because Marlene brought it to my attention. Like, we were driving one day and she was like, hey, if anything was to happen to you, like, I couldn't even go to the hospital. I can't, like, I'm not in any kind of position, right? You're in the
Exactly.
Yeah.
you die and I can't even get to the funeral to say goodbye.
Yes. Yes. That's where my head goes. So
That's
in that
crazy.
event, now you have to remember if that person's gone, that income is now gone, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm not respected as such, then I'm now having to replace that
Oh,
income.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
there's
you might have to move or
So,
sell the
but
house
what do we
or
do? Like, and what do we do? Like, do we take insurance policies on for each other to protect each
yes.
other? To say,
Do you see
hey,
what
I'm
I'm
gonna get a
saying?
hundred
Like
thousand
there's
dollar
has to
policy
be a
on me
plan
and
B,
you,
I
and
feel like.
so that I don't want you to be strapped,
Yeah.
and I don't want you to be
and then
hurting
you
when I'm
end up
gone.
dead and we know who did it.
Well, if
I was
anybody says I tried to kill myself, it's a lie. It's
more
a lie.
dead than I was alive, I guess.
Okay? Because I wouldn't put a needle and I wouldn't cut myself, so it's a lie.
I think listening to you two talk has literally made me never want to get married.
You've had that same look on your face for like the last 5 minutes.
I'm like,
Oh, she's a runner, but that's I'm surprised she wanted to have this conversation, right?
well, no, because it's good. I guess
she's a gypsy at heart, so she's gonna move from one place.
Yeah.
And when she bought her house, I was like, you know that you can't move out of there, right?
I thought about renting it out for a little bit, but Seth was like, no. Well, so since the two of you have had very long years in relationships, I guess when we talked about this, I wasn't thinking anything other than half the mortgage and half the utilities. Like I wasn't even thinking all
But
the
all that
Half
other
of-
stuff
a whole lot
comes
of
into
shit.
play.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So like for me,
Deep.
like I think that naturally because I'm a caregiver, you know, I always make sure the house is clean and there's food
Right.
and there's all this stuff.
100.
And like, but I don't know how I would have a conversation. Like, do I pay half of it? Do you pay half? Or do I just pay it all so that
You know
I know
what
it's
I've done?
paid?
I asked the other person, what makes you comfortable?
I was just thinking that. That's exactly what I was
What makes you
thinking.
comfortable? That
Totally.
it starts the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm not the person that goes
Yeah.
grocery shopping and comes home and goes, look how much I paid.
Yeah.
Are you gonna give me half?
But
No.
you've lived with someone and you've shared your bills with someone. You've shared your
But-
bank accounts. So have you. I've never shared my bank
No.
accounts with anybody.
But if they're strapped, like, oh, let's say they did go out that day, right? And they paid whatever, a bunch of little bills, and they went out and they're like, and then I think you need to check, like, and be like, babe, or like, are you good? You got some money in the account? I don't want you to be strapped. You know, you gas, you got whatever, you got shopping, you got to go
100.
take your mom to go do some shit, like, and pay for some stuff. Like,
do
I think
people
you
really
need to
do
check.
that?
They should.
They should.
They
That's
should.
what I say.
They should be checking on the
when
other
I
person.
right.
And
That's
make sure
thank you.
their other significant other.
That's what
is
I
being
mean
taken
by-
care of and whatever.
when I say I want to be somebody's Beyonce.
Yeah.
That's how you make someone feel like they're someone's.
Yeah, you're a
Beyonce.
team.
Wait, Beyonce, first of all, got
Well-
cheated on.
Well,
And-
but that's not what I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
Tangent alert.
I don't need.
She made
to
a
be
whole
taken
song
care of.
Lemonade about it.
I really don't. I just want you to make me feel like I'm being taken.
Yeah, I think you discuss, like, you get that check, and you know she paid this and that. Hey, okay, I know you had it, you paid all that stuff. Like, so where you at? Do you want me to put some more money in your account? You want me to
Right.
whatever? You're good.
My ex-wife was good about
Okay,
that.
now I want to get married because I want someone to be like, "Are you good? You want
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Put
But
all
that's
the
how
money
it's
in
supposed
my
to be.
That's
account."
how it should be.
Like even like you know your girl. Like, hey, I know you paid all this stuff. Like, but do you got at least
Are you
$100 in your
okay?
pocket in case like you're broke down and you need gas and you're hungry? Like.
You
Like,
got
I wanna
Taco
make
Bell money?
sure. You know what? I want to
No.
just make sure until your next check, you got to go through those rough times. Right?
We
You
do
gotta
that
make
as women with each other. I think we
Mhm.
check on each other like that.
That's not the same.
sure. Well,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So, but for me, I've never.
But Alina's never been in,
but
in a
like what we're
relationship.
But-
talking
Yeah.
about, where she's like,
That
look,
kid-
women check on what we were just talking about that on the way here. Marlene and I says it's crazy how, like, if a man brings some shit up, right now, the man, you're just soft, you're just weak, you're being a sissy about whatever. But like, women are checking on women constantly. Women are sticking up for women. Example, like I was telling Marlene this, and whoever watches our TikTok, well, you're gonna hear it now. So on the TikTok, right? If I post recently, Marlene, I sent her something from the gym, like, was giving her a hard time. She said, well, send me a picture from the gym. I sent her a picture. I got my shirt off, and she's like, oh, post it. Well, I post it. Her friends are like, what the fuck? Here's these fucking guy. Like, that's Marlene's man, right? Posting his shirt off. They don't like it really, kind of. They're kind of like already, but they'll go in there and say, that's Marlene's man. That's Marlene's
oh yeah,
man.
Oh yeah,
Um,
they did
the
it
truth-
all
so
over
look,
my TikTok.
so the
Nobody
truth-
wants Marlene's man but
So
Marlene.
look, listen. So they're so gorgeous together, or they're a great couple, or this and that. It's always Marlene, like letting me know, like, but this is single. Now, if Marlene posts something single,
oh, she's gonna look crazy.
no. Listen, when Marlene posted something by herself, like she's out with her girlfriend, she's dancing, just enjoying the
Oh, I
freaking
thought
comedy
you meant
club,
like a-
whatever it is, right? Gorgeous, fire, beautiful. Nobody ever says, that's
I'm gonna
Tommy's
start
fucking
doing that
woman.
now. I'm gonna
That's-
start doing that now.
No one ever says on her, oh, Tom's good looking too.
Oh,
Not
like
just
your
your
friends
fire.
don't jump on there and go, hold up, wait a minute, stop the
No,
show.
it's only one way. It's only they
You're
want to
right.
remind
I can
me
see
because
that.
I got my shirt off,
Yes.
whatever. That hey, wait a minute, you got a good looking woman. They always want to. They always do this. They always go. I hope he's treating her well. I had one the other day that finally said, "I hope you're treating him well." I said, "Heck yes!" I commented back. I appreciate that,
Yeah.
but it's that one way all the
You're
freaking
right.
time.
I can see
And if
that
a man brings
happening.
it up, if I like right now, oh, he's being a fucking sis, he's being a bitch,
No,
he's being whatever.
no,
but
but I hear
it's
what you're
really
saying.
guys. They're a tougher. They're a little bit more
Right.
rugged. They don't need reassurance all the time, like a woman like wants to make
So if
sure
Marlene
she's
was
good.
like, "Babe, you spent money all week. You need $100. You need some. You need gas money. You need some emergency breakdown money."
He's probably just gonna be like, no, just rub my booty.
Well, when we paid both the bills, and if she knows and I know, like, and we're like, fuck, we just went through and spent all this money, and we got the mortgage paid, and we got this paid, and we got that paid, and we're like, and she's, okay, well, where are you at? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I got
Right.
$150 in my, the account. Okay, well, where are you at? Oh, I only got $30. Okay, well, here, let me give you freaking $50 more. Like,
Yeah.
make sure
And
I
we're
want you
gonna
to be
make this
gas. I
work
want you to
until we
run
get paid.
Yes, right. So I think, yeah, you got.
Do you think more couples work better that have those conversations? Because when you're at the
Absolutely.
nitty gritty and you got each other's back, when you come up,
Oh,
you
for
guys
sure.
already are solid by that
Right.
point,
Sure.
right?
You wanna
Right.
be. You hope you are.
Absolutely.
What'd you say, Solomon?
Absolutely.
I said you hope you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope for that in my next relationship. Like it my person is out there,
Yep.
right? Somewhere. But so I just came back from Alaska and I went to Canada as well. Amazing people, amazing. I think I grew an inch taller inside.
Yeah, because
You know
of
what I
your-
mean? And I
Dang.
explained that to her. I was not by myself, but I was solo.
Mm-hmm.
She was with her brother, his wife.
Yeah,
and-
my
but
family,
Gina's
but I was
never
solo.
done a trip alone
Right.
without a significant other with her.
Right. And it was a
Right.
7-day trip. And I'm so glad that I did it. I went to sleep when I came back with a smile on my face because I was like, that's it. That's my launch.
So what if you met somebody who couldn't afford that, but now that you have the travel bug, like Tom was saying, the vacation thing, you would be okay with like, well, I want us to go on this. I'm gonna pay it. Like,
Yeah,
let's
because
do
that's
this.
extra.
Yeah.
Right? You have extra. It's extra. It's okay. You know what I mean? But you also like when I've been helped, the person has said, I'm not worried. Because I know how you are. I know you're gonna pay me back. I'm good. Like, I don't mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't always that doesn't always happen, but when it did. So if I know that that person is reliable, well, yeah, of course. You know what I,
I
mean?
just feel
'Cause you
like
wanna
it's
share that
so
with
expensive
oh, it's
today.
super
And what you said, Tom, earlier, I want to hit on it is when you said a lot of it is our fault by the people that we pick, that we choose. Like
oh yeah.
and for me, I think that's always been one of my things is like, okay, I can't settle down with this guy because you don't have goals or and
Right.
ambitions. And I'm not saying I need you to go be a doctor or lawyer. That's
Yeah,
not what I'm
no,
saying.
but you don't
No.
want somebody who's complacent either.
Yes.
Check this out. This is another thing I want to bring up. So in that, right, with you sharing, now you've met somebody and you're gonna make this work. You guys are committed. You have this relationship. Um, so in mind, let's just for argument's sake, you're going through your separation. You've got all kinds of finances go out. You got finances going out to attorneys. You got finances go out, and you can't do all this shit. But yet you got your significant other. I'm not saying this is happening, everybody. So it's not. I'm creating a picture here. Okay. Now your significant other, though, I'm going on vacation with my girlfriends over here. Like I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to Cancun. It's going 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. Well, you're over here.
Are you guys
strapped.
living together?
Well, maybe not. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. I'm not necessarily you're living together, but maybe you're not at that point yet. Like where maybe you're just,
Then you don't want to be with that person.
Yeah.
So, but I'm
Well, let-
saying,
let
yeah.
him
So it's
finish,
like,
yeah.
hey, are we committed to, helping each other out through really your shit, or will you sacrifice going on some of these vacations because you're like, hey, right now he needs a little financial help with this, and this. I know it's going to be just for this next 6 months, and then
Or-
from there
yeah.
he's going to be good. We're going on all kinds of vacations,
Yeah.
right? But a lot of women will not sacrifice that.
No.
They still
No.
want to, I want all this and this, and I want all that too. So it's like, oh no, why should I keep out from my friends? I had this plan a long time ago. I had this and that. And they still want to be able to go and do all that stuff. And then for you to understand, and that's your thing. You're gonna have to work through it and have to, and you're like, all right. But then if you're not a team though, like, wait a
No,
minute.
then
So
you don't wanna
you would
be
say,
with
no, that
If she
person,
doesn't got you in that moment,
yeah, you
Right.
cut all your shit out, right?
Yeah.
You cut that shit out and you come in a dress and freaking we're a team and
Yes.
I'm not saying you can't go on one of them.
No.
I got one girlfriend trip.
Right.
We'll go out and do that. That's
Yes,
cool, right?
right.
But no, you don't need 4 or 5 of
No.
them for the year.
No,
right?
because then you don't want to be with that person.
Right.
Then
Right.
No.
that person is just
that person's on a different path than you're on at that point, because
Yeah.
you're trying to figure life out. You're trying to get everything you got to get settled. Let me figure this out. Let me handle it. Let me buckle down for a year or two. Pay all these.
You got to
bills
be
off.
down for the
Yeah,
get down.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you already
You got to
know.
sacrifice.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
you got.
If
That's
you-
telling you the story already. How they're going to be later on when shit
Yes.
gets rough. Damn, you weren't even there for this shit. Like,
Mhm.
Right.
well,
Imagine
you're
if
going to
it-
be for some rougher shit.
All I gotta say is, if you're in a committed relationship and your woman is talking about going with her girlfriends to Hawaii, you already got a problem. That's
Yeah.
not supposed to be happening.
Yeah, that's why I said then you don't really want to commit to that person or be with that person because you got to be in it together. You got to be a team.
Hold
You
on,
know?
I'm so confused.
Now, what
by
if they had?
Solomon just
What if
said.
that girl?
Solomon,
What if
hold
they
on.
already had it prior to you being like, and they've already had arrangements?
Well,
They already
okay,
freaking paid.
okay. So
whatever,
we're
this and
talking
that.
about a certain level of commitment, though. You're right. Like if you're just dating, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, if
whatever.
you're just dating, but
But
if
if
you're
you're committed, like if you're in like a married relationship or a married like relationship, there ain't supposed to be none of that. You going out with all your single girlfriends to Hawaii? No, that's not happening.
So hold on.
Solomon said,
Hold on.
"Fuck that."
I have a friend, and I'm not going to say her name because we all know her. She wants to take a trip, a girl's trip, because she accomplished something really good in her life. And I can't say who it
Okay.
is because you're all going to know what
Okay.
I'm talking about.
All
So
right.
she's like, I want to go to like Europe, like just like us girls. And she's like, but you got to ask my husband for permission. His response was like, you ain't going with Alina. She's a single Latina woman. Hell no. And I'm the good friend. Like I'm the good one that's boring, that's in bed every night. Like,
Yeah,
but he's like, no.
Why
why do
no
people
single
think
women.
Yeah.
that?
So
You can
we're,
go with a bunch of married women. That's it.
and the married women are crazier than I am.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
So yeah,
that is
so
the truth. Me and
he's
Alina,
like-
at the end of the day, we like being home.
yes, I don't
Okay,
like.
we're like, how late do you want us to stay?
Yeah.
out?
And I'm also the friend that if we're out and my friend wants to cheat on her husband, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm leaving
Yeah.
because when he calls and finds out, I'm gonna be like, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, I didn't
don't
know
know.
it. Like,
Yo no
I don't-
sé.
yeah, nope, I am not okay with that shit. Like,
Yeah,
But-
no.
But there are some places, right? Maybe Hawaii's not. I don't know. I don't know.
You
how
could go
crazy
to
Hawaii is.
I mean, it
But
was
there's
just an
places that women
example.
could go with their girlfriends that it could
Okay,
be all
so-
crazy, right?
Alaska was on my bucket list.
Oh, that's cool,
right.
right?
So my other bucket list is that I want a chef for a day.
Oh shit. that's
where?
So
cool. A whole day. of
I
chef.
want to have like a girls trip, like Palm Springs,
Oh, okay.
La Quinta, whatever, and just girls. So pajamas and bikinis. But I'm not trying to like
Leave there and
there,
go party and go figure.
yeah,
Yeah.
just that's
We just had a girls
Just
trip
chill
with some
out.
of my friends in Palm
Yeah.
Springs, and we never even left other than to get food.
right. See,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have to get food. I just wake up. And
I have
go,
a friend,
Benedict.
and again, I can't say his name, who went to another country and had a chef. And it was quite expensive.
Mm.
And I
Right.
was like,
I just
you
wanna
did
figure-
what? But he took they went with the wife, the kids, the family, and all that. But I thought that would be a fun girls' trip to go. But I guess if I was married, my husband would be like, hell no, you ain't going there
Damn
without
right.
It
me.
would depend on where you're going and what you're doing and
Well,
who
like
you
I
with.
said, Palm
If you're the
Springs.
the lineup of women you told me, and it was like, a little bit, they're a little crazy, or I don't really. Then
Well, do I
would be
get a pass
kinda-
because I'm a lesbian? No.
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 Well,
Why
I mean, I
not?
don't just crazy,
Why
crazy.
not?
Period. Like people that are just know,
Solomon, stop.
live on
nodding
the
your
edge,
head.
do a little bit nuttier shit. Like I might be like, and then depends on where it's at. Oh, we're all going to Vegas. Absolutely not. You ain't going to
Absolutely
It all
not.
comes down though too to like, I think you're for me, like we don't my friends, there's no
We don't.
there's
we're
no
not
bad
like that.
hoes around us. We
Yeah,
don't like
no.
hang out with girls
Okay,
that are all
Alina,
wild.
let me remind you. You were the one who said, if I got a man I'm doing things with my man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
doing
for
none of
sure.
this other
Yeah.
For
stuff.
sure.
And this
Yeah.
is what I'm telling you.
Excuse me, that would exclude me, and that's
Yes,
not
it
happening.
would exclude you. Yes, it would.
No,
And
that's
that's
not
my
happening.
point. It's like, why wouldn't you want to do this stuff with the person you're in love with?
Oh, no,
Why
no,
wouldn't
I
you want to
agree.
take them to Hawaii or them to Palm Springs? Now, if my wife says, I want to go to, you know, to dinner or whatever with my girlfriends, that's fine. That's dinner. That's you going, you coming back. Not no 3-4 days in a hotel room.
Oh,
Well,
not
No,
three or
that's
four
well,
not
days.
look at
happening.
every year.
But
This is
I'm not. We're not in our 20s though. This is like
I had a
bucket
girls
list
trip,
stuff.
and we've now started it. We've done 2 years. It's a girls trip, but it's only we get there on Friday. We literally lay out and freaking ate all night, fell asleep, woke up on Saturday, laid out all day Saturday.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I mean by girls trip. I don't mean like let's
yeah,
Every
and
go.
then we
every
were home
year.
on Sunday morning. And it was just girls laughing, getting away, talking shit about our kids and men and
So
Right.
every year,
We're not climbing
every
the
year
pole.
we do a trip
Jeez.
of us guys, and I was just telling we were talking again about with Marlene. Every year, men don't get that release that often, right? Men don't have those things, right? The men don't have that other support. They're
Right.
not calling each other, checking on each other, making sure you're all good. But every year we do a 3-4 day trip to go to Mojave Desert, just fucking dirt. There's no showers. There's nothing luxurious
Right.
about it.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
but freaking
Sounds like
guns,
my type
right?
of
Stinky
weekend.
men.
Guns and off-road vehicles and fire and carne asada
Let's
and
go.
burgers, right?
Let's
I
go.
know. That's right.
No women. No women absolutely are not allowed. It's just a guy thing. And it's a way to, like I was telling Marlene, it's really like therapy. And we've been doing it for years.
Right.
To where you got some brothers that are going through some shit. And when he starts sharing, and then he's like, oh, fuck, you mean you was going through that shit
Yeah.
too?
I didn't
So now we go
know.
out, we drink, we talk about our lives, we talk about relationships, talk about raising our kids, about, our failures, our business ideas, all kinds of shit. But that's just and 3-4 days, like, would that be like, oh no, absolutely not. You can't go out there with your fucking friends and do that. Well,
I
then
wouldn't
that would
say
actually,
no.
if anything, it would help you women to allow your man to go out, because when he
Yeah.
come back,
Thank
he's
you.
a lot better off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Thank
mind is
you.
clear, he's
I do-
focused,
I do
he's
know
way
that
better.
about men.
Yeah.
You got to let them men's do
Be
their
men.
little
Yeah.
be men. Go
Yeah.
play your game.
But that's the
or
same
whatever
thing
you
with
do.
us getting away for
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
It's
sure
not-
that to a point.
Yeah.
But I guess
like you
just
said,
because
Palm
I
Springs
don't
is
have,
where-
I know the type of girls that Solomon's thinking. We know those.
There's
type of
always
girls.
one hoe in the group, though. You know.
Damn,
There's always
it's
one.
even an
Well,
undercover
it's
one.
not
huh?
me.
Always
Yeah.
one hoe in the group.
I agree, Solomon.
Trust me. Trust me.
I'm just putting it
I'm
out
trying
there.
to
It's not
think.
me.
I'm thinking. You're
Yeah. Who's the
right.
hoe in your group?
That's what I'm trying to think. Like
It ain't-
literally, we don't
it's-
have.
She's like a mole. They don't even know. She don't even know she's a hoe.
I remember. No, like
She's
we're
undercover.
like. None of my friends are like, we're all older now. I'm not saying we were innocent when we were bad when we were young. We had our fun. We did our dirt. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But now that
But
everyone's
now,
older, everyone's like,
no,
no,
I'm too tired to be a hoe.
yeah, no one's like.
I'm too tired now.
If I would be like Billy, Bob, John. Shit, what is your name again?
Yeah.
Like I did it the other day with the kids. I was trying to call Jackie,
I'm-
and I went down the lineup of everybody but Jackie.
I think we've all
Okay.
done that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
call my dog my kid's name.
Yeah, so it's like,
I don't have time for that.
I mean, I know women my age that are married and are hoes.
Oh,
I
right.
know women that are
We know
single
them.
and
We
hey,
know them.
That's
very
your
well.
business. I just can't do that.
But I always trip out.
I joke that
It's
I want
those,
to. But
it's
I can't.
those girls that have some dude that financially is just taking care of that ass as if it just belongs to him.
And she's married to somebody else.
And we know it's not.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing wrong? What
I say that all the time.
am I doing wrong?
I told Seth one day, I was looking at the thing, I said, she's married and gets
Eh,
more whatever. And I don't even get hit on.
Or treats him.
But
yeah,
she
I don't
puts
get
it
hit
out
on
there.
either.
But she puts it out there. I don't put it out there that I need you to take care of me financially.
No.
I don't put it out
No.
there that I need you to take care of me emotionally.
Maybe that's what's wrong with
Or-
us.
We're not Captain Save-A-Hos.
I
No.
don't know, man. You're
Men like to be Captain Save-A-Hos.
Yes. I don't
fucking
need
me
that.
up thinking, hearing all this shit.
But it's true
I'm
though.
traumatized about all these fucking hoes and women.
Well, there's girls out there that just literally put it out there. Listen, I need you to just pay my rent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for that. I
Hey,
can't do
At least they're
that.
straightforward.
I mean, hey, no judgment. That's
No, I
that's
mean,
them.
yeah, right. If that works for you.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Judgment all day.
That
No fucking judgment. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
Oh,
no, what
Solomon
I'm
has
saying
a
is,
soft spot
I
for the
don't
hoes.
judge them because you have no bearing on my life.
Right.
You're never gonna date my kid. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna date you or your daddy or anybody else. So I don't care what you do because it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect
Well,
Right.
my life.
even if it doesn't
There.
affect me, I'm still judging you. I don't
Okay.
care.
Yeah. Why-
I know, because
Yeah, fuck
I'm
you.
still, but literally, I see it all
I
day.
ain't fucking with you.
But it happens all the time, and I'm like,
I
But
ain't
men
fucking
need
with
to.
you
Men need
or
to.
anything that you do.
Men need
all
to
about
take
you.
care of a woman, whether it's financially, emotionally, or he needs to do that so he could feel like daddy, basically. Whereas
Okay.
at our age, we're all established for the most part.
Well, first of all, if he's got to do that, he's probably a pretty lame motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because if he had
True.
that value and he was all about that, he'd freaking have a line.
so does
They'd be
that mean
coming
we're
after
like,
him.
Well, I read this thing and it said a
Uh-huh.
man will date a woman who has no job and on the couch waiting for someone to support her, but won't date the woman who just won the Nobel Peace Prize.
right?
And that's so true.
No,
What
they
is
won't.
that?
Well, because then that a lot of times the woman, she gets her head all up in the air and thinking that she's equal and all this other shit, and she don't need him and fucking all that. So then why the fuck?
But
why
we're
would he
not
go out?
like we like. Listen,
No.
me and Alina, we like our domesticated lives.
Mm-hmm.
We like to cook. We like
Mhm.
to, do our thing, do the laundry.
Pablo could come
clean
pay
up,
my mortgage
right?
anytime he wants, and
I don't have
I
a
will not
problem
be an
serving
equal.
you first. I don't have a problem washing your
Yeah.
dirty drawers. I don't have a problem keeping
So
my house clean.
let me ask you: when you keep, I hear this all the time. You've said this freaking
Here comes
the
Tom.
mortgage.
Yeah.
Please
right?
go
Yeah.
get
Pay
the
the
mouse in the
mortgage.
backyard.
So, okay, look, as long as he pays the mortgage, like, then all those other things you're gonna get in line. So all you gotta do is pay the mortgage. Like, fuck that. I'm not
Pay
paying the
my
light bill.
mortgage.
I'm
Nope.
not paying
I'll
the
do the
car
rest.
payment.
I'll do
I'm
the
not paying
rest.
the insurance.
I'll
I'll do
wash
the
your
rest.
car.
I will do the rest.
Man, it's that easy.
I will
want me to
do the rest.
Rub your feet. I'll
Yes.
rub your booty. What?
You pay my mortgage.
We, but
and
at
you
the
will
same
have
time,
food.
but we understand how to be grateful too.
Whether I cook it for you, my mom cooks it for you, Emma cooks it for you,
Shit,
or
I
Jackie
still-
cooks it
I
for you,
still pay
you
the
will
mortgage.
be cooked.
I still
Food will be there.
I still pay the mortgage on my house, and I don't get shit.
Well,
but
that
fucking
sounds
shit
like a
talked to
personal
me.
problem.
Oh,
Right?
Well, I'm going
But no.
through a divorce, but I'm saying I've always done that. You never fucking and then some, and still fucking ain't been good enough.
Well, look, it's the same
No.
thing. We're
But that's
saying
that's a discussion
that's-
you have in the beginning, right? When you first bought the house, like, hey, if I'm paying this mortgage, you need a cook. That's a discussion that needs to be had.
Well, I'm not saying there wasn't cooking going on. I'm just saying people just don't appreciate that all to
Right.
that level, and they're talking.
Right.
Well-
they talk it now.
Well,
right?
remember, I've been working
You
since
know.
junior high. I've been on my own. I've paid my own bills where it was rent for years and now it's a mortgage, right? So now at my age, I do realize and
Shit,
would
now-
appreciate. I would
Right.
appreciate it more than I would have appreciated.
Shit, nowadays
15,
with
20
all
years
the other
ago.
bills,
For
though,
sure.
the car and insurance and cell phones
I
and
got a
all this
cheap car
stuff,
payment.
those numbers might be higher. I'll pay the mortgage and only pay 35, $4,000, and all the other numbers add up to like 6
But
or
you got to
7
remember,
grand.
I do it all.
The Louis Vuitton.
But we're
girls.
doing
We
it all
don't even
now.
Want that.
So I'm paying 2 car payments, right? I'm paying my mortgage. I'm paying the car insurance. I'm paying the groceries. I'm paying the utilities. I'm paying for all the extra things that I want to do. So if somebody came in and said, let me just snatch this up, but you're still going to pay that, and we're going to vacation and we're going to snuggle on the couch and we're going to watch a football game and we're going to go
You
camping.
signing up for
I'm
that?
like, hell yeah,
You sign
let's
up for that
go.
real quick.
yeah.
Because now
I
that
think, like you said, if even so even though we are financially right, that's what we bring to the table because we make decent money.
I still want to be able
But
to breathe.
we also add extra worth to that because we do clean, we do cook,
Because we do it now anyway.
We don't want Louis Vuitton purses.
Yeah.
Like
My Marshall purses
so
are good.
I feel like
$29.99.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I feel like our worth is even doubled that. So what are we doing?
Because I have to
wrong?
cook now for grandma. Like my mom's gone for
Yeah,
10
look,
days. And I'm
She's
like,
taking care of her grandma.
I have to clean now. I have to do her laundry. I have to
Yes.
wipe her ass. I have
Like-
to clean all her clothes. I have to take care of her. So
I
I
was
do
scrubbing
everything
the sink
now.
this morning because I didn't like it the way it looked.
I'm trying to
Like-
figure out where we're at in this conversation.
Oh,
you guys
shit.
have just gotten
Back
all
it
down the rabbit
Back
hole.
it up.
Solomon always pulls us out of our
All right,
We were on a-
we were drifting.
Yeah. But you know what? It is.
Sorry,
we were.
Solomon. You're
The
right.
end of the day, what I'm saying is if you pay your own bills and now you're going to date somebody and you're going to meet somebody, for me, I wouldn't even know how to have that conversation.
I know you wouldn't.
I wouldn't even
You
know
would
to say
run
like,
before you have that conversation.
Well,
And So if he said, check it out, you pay everything that Tom just said you got to pay, and I'm going to pay the mortgage. I think for a few months, I would still be calling the mortgage company to make sure the mortgage
That's your
to
plan
make
B.
sure that to make sure, because I wouldn't even know how to let go of that, right?
No,
Like,
it is hard.
like
It is hard,
I would be like,
but
And
I'm
do you
not
have a dual? Do you
opposed.
have a dual? Do you guys have one bank account? Like that's where I would really be like, oh God, I'm not putting my money all in one account like
Well,
that.
let me throw my 2 cents in. I think it depends on what stage you're at in your life, right? Like if you're just starting off as a brand new couple, like you said, young or whatever, you work together and you have more of those commitment type things. And if you're even in a second marriage, but sometimes when you're like now you're adults, your kids are grown, and now you're getting together, and it's more about you two being together, then of course it's not gonna be as like cemented because you guys both understand where you're at. You both got your own baggage, you both got your own accomplishments, and so you have that conversation on how we're going to do this. You're probably going to have two houses, right? So do we rent one house, move in together? And so it's a conversation. Whatever you agree upon is what you do. It has nothing to do with who makes more money. I mean, a guy can work 12 hours a day and make less than you. Does that mean he has to do more work at home? It doesn't make sense. So it's ultimately it's about communication. It's whatever you agree to do, and then you guys stick with
You
that. And
said
that's where
something
your
really.
bond goes.
You said something right now, Solomon, that I agree with. If I was with someone who made less than me, but knowing the job that I have right now, and that's all I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
if he got up and left the house at 5 a.m. and didn't come home till 5 or 6 p.m. and made less than me, that man ain't doing anything out of
Yeah,
There you
his
go.
manly duties, because
absolutely not.
I would be like, my babe got up and went to work and did this and came home. Your dinner's right there. Like clothes are in the dryer.
Yes.
Like we're good. Like that. Watching for me is like my dad, my sister's dad, who's my dad comes to my house now. He's doing all my stuff to do right. So my mom was the other day and she's like, "Hey, you need to tell your dad." I said, "No, I don't need to tell my dad anything. I don't talk to my dad like that. I will ask my dad what I need done around the house if he can do it." She's like, "Oh my God." I said, "I don't talk to him like that. I don't need to tell him anything. I speak to him with nothing but respect."
Right.
So then later I was like, "Hey, Pops, you feel like doing this, this, and this?" It's that you get more bees with honey kind of thing,
Totally.
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah.
Totally.
Thank you.
And he went down my list. And this morning when he came over, he's like, "Babe, I did this, this, this." And I was like, "Damn, I didn't even know that was wrong. And I didn't even know you did this." He's like, "What else is there?" I was like, "Give me a day. I'll have a list." But I feel like I love a hardworking man.
Absolutely.
I think that man, yeah, he creates value. He knows that
Yes.
he's appreciated, and he knows he's bringing something to your table to make your
If I
world
could
a whole
call
lot
you
easier.
at 7 o'clock
Like,
at night because the dogs killed a rat in the backyard and he comes and cleans it up.
Yeah, just like take the hair out of
Like-
the drain, like that stuff.
Yeah, that's no. You're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
have my
gross.
respect.
I
there's
have a
stuff
lot of hair.
there's stuff that happens at Marlene's house. She's like, "I don't want you to do that. I want you to go buy that." Like, look, that's my job.
It is.
That's where my
Yes.
value is. I
Yes.
know it. I feel
Yes.
like, hey, I know how to do this. I'm good at this. Let me just do the dang thing and let me, leave me alone.
Yeah,
Right?
Marlene,
No, I'm
let him
saying
do
world
it.
all the
easier.
all my little cabinets are because they're loose. And
I would sit
everything.
on
I'm
the
like,
couch with my popcorn. Can you fix that too?
come on, man.
All
Yes.
right. Well, thank you guys. Before we go, though, I do want to still say that justice for Jeannie. Jeannie Chavez has still not been found. She's still missing since July 15th from San Antonio, Texas. Her mom and her entire family, not just her mom, is a mess. I have it all over social media, Instagram, TikTok. Please share it, repost it. The person that is, how did my sister tell me to word it? She called me this morning. She's like, "You can't say it." The person of interest is supposedly in Chicago. So if we can hashtag Chicago, San Antonio, Texas, everything like that. We hopefully that she just comes home soon. We really, really pray that she does. But follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe, please. It costs absolutely nothing. We're getting closer and closer. We're almost to our goal. And then Gina has no socials still.
What?
We got Tom to get socials. Woohoo, but not Gina. She refuses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Solomon, we all good?
We're all good.
Thanks, everybody.
All
Until
right.
next
Thanks.
time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.